this is my assistant Matthew.
Good evening.
Thank you for tuning into this month's episode of the Legislatures of Literature.
Today we will be looking closely at some of the books from the most infamous children's authors of our time, Edward Irving Wardis, or as the rest of the world knows him, Avi.
I have read his book Nevermind.
And I have read two of the books in his well-known Crispin series, Crispin at the Edge of the World and Crispin at the End of Time.
The novel I read, Nevermind, is a tale of two twins who happen to be exactly what twins are not meant to be, complete opposites. There's Edward, the short, audacious, unintelligent, and antisocial of the two, and Meg, the extremely tall, intelligent, and sociable of the two. And these differences will lead them into a rivalry that involves clubs, rock bands, a guy named Ted, and a whole lot of lies.
I started by reading Crispin at the Edge of the World. It is a very exciting book where you follow a young boy and his friend and mentor Bear. They are now continuing their journey to the coast and hopefully to freedom. In the second book, Crispin at the End of Time, Crispin and his new companion Troth set out in search of the new and unknown land Iceland. They have to go through many struggles, but we're determined to get there in the end.
You know, I really like Avi's style of writing. I wonder what kinds of things that have happened to him in his life could have influenced it.
Dude, don't kid yourself. We've been doing research on this all week. You of all people should know this.
Yeah, but a good example of something that could have influenced his writing style is how he began as a playwright, which is interesting because he writes both in the first and third person, which means that his books will have a narrator or someone that explains what's going on.
Another thing is that he struggled a lot in school, so in a lot of his books there will be someone who struggled in or didn't go to school.
Like in your case, Crispin, and in my case, Edward.
Exactly.
Although, one thing about him that I find very interesting is he has a twin sister, which is very well could have influenced Nevermind, which is all about twin rivalry.
The other thing is that he's very experienced and well-rounded in literature, since he began writing at the age of 17, and he's worked in a library for 25 years. Also, one of his hobbies is photography, so he can be very descriptive about most scenes and settings in his books.
So, going back to the novels themselves, what about the books do you like or dislike, and would you recommend the books to others?
When I first read Crispin at the Edge of the World, it really hooked me in. I really liked reading it and would definitely recommend it to anyone who loves an action-packed adventure. There were some parts where it was a bit slow, but it would always be followed by something very exciting. I would give this book 4 stars. Then, after reading Crispin at the End of Time, I was surprised at how Avi was really able to keep to the storyline but have a whole new story that went along with it. It really hooked me in, and I had trouble putting it down. I would give that book 5 stars.
In my book, Nevermind, the thing I liked and disliked most would be the fact that the whole novel alternated each chapter between the perspectives of Meg and Edward. This made it easy to tell what was happening on both sides of the story. Whenever the chapter that was the perspective of one character ended with a cliffhanger, it only convinced you to keep reading. But at the same time, this led to some amount of confusion. But overall, this novel had a very emotional, intriguing plot. I give it 4 noble stars.
And on that note, we are all out of time. Thank you for tuning in today.
We look forward to seeing you again next time on the Legislatures of Literature.